The night I went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? I saw it, a week ago today. So like last Saturday, last Friday.
Right. Yeah,
last
I saw
Friday.
it the Friday before that.
Yeah. Last Friday I saw it.
No, Saturday.
And that week, which I'm not going to get into in the podcast, was a rough week. We had a death in the family, right?
Okay.
So that week was whatever. Then Friday comes. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to chill and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I get home Friday night after work and I'm chilling for a little bit before the movie. And I'm back playing Overwatch. So I'm playing Overwatch, chilling, Bear's relaxing. I'm like, cool, do this a few hours before we go. Bear starts barking at the door. I'm like, fucking hell, who's here? I hate when people come.
Yeah.
Who's here? He's going schizo. I put him in a bedroom. These two really good-looking girls come walking down towards the door. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And they got big smiles and they're happy as. And they're like, hi, how are you? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, hey, how are you tonight? I'm like, fine.
Doesn't affect you.
Thank you.
Go on.
She's like, oh, we're from the Foundation. Do you know what that is? And I'm like, yeah, the one that makes you look like a yeah. That's the joke I told you to beat. That's the joke I told you to beat.
Do I leave the...
No. Anyway, they come to the door and they said, we're from this foundation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, sick. You know?
Yeah, what do you... Yeah.
And they're like, do you know what that is? I'm like, no. And they go, oh, do you know what happens if you've got this illness? I go, no. They go, do anyone you know have it? I'm like...
What do you want?
I'm like, nah. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, your neighbours have been so generous with giving us money for the charity. I'm like, good, mm-hmm. And they're like, have you lived here long? I'm like, no.
What do you... Yeah, I would have cut them short.
I'm like, nah. And they're like, oh, I used to live around here. Do you share lasagnas with your neighbours? No, nah. And she's like, well, we're just here for money. I'm like, oh, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Thanks, we'll leave it for now. They're like, why?
Oh, that's not right.
But I'm like, that should be illegal.
Yeah.
Once I said no to this situation, end it there.
Yeah.
Don't
well, everyone does.
They don't, though.
Yeah, they didn't.
No, because these charity people, half of them work on commission. Whatever donations they get a cut of.
You reckon?
Yeah. So she's like, why? And I'm like, oh, I'm on the way out. She's like, well, but if you weren't on the way out, what would stop? And she's now like right here with her iPad. She's like, just give us your details and we'll just start a direct debit. I'm like, I fucking said no. How much further does this have to go? I just kept saying, we'll leave it. I was doing like the Carl Pilkington. I'm like, just leave it. Just leave it. Leave it. And they're still going, oh, but why? But we don't get why. How come? If you weren't going out, why? What's stopping you? Leave it. Fucking annoyed. Starting my Friday night ruined because these two losers won't leave me alone and take no for an answer. No means no, I thought. But not in the fucking charity world.
I've never had that. I've never seen that. Everyone's usually respectful enough to know when you're not wanted.
I had one where I was walking the street, these guys with Red Cross, and they come up and I had a $10 note. I'm like, I'll give it. Get the tax deduction. And they're like, hi, how are you today? I'm like, good. I've got the money in my hand, holding it. I'm waiting to just pop it in their shit. And they're like, oh, we cook breakfast for kids that can't afford it. I'm like, sick. That's good for you. They're like, how many breakfasts do you think we make a year? I go...
365?
I go, a million. She goes, oh, not that many. I go, 4. She's like, no. I'm like, I go,
just tell me. It's hurting me. Yeah. Your words are hurting me.
I go, here's the $10. She's like, oh, no, we don't do that. We need your bank details. I go, take the money. You're not getting my bank details. No, sorry, we need it.
Sweet.
Goodbye. This $10, I'm burning this $10.